Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Tonight we're going to be looking at the Raspberry Pi. Now, I don't spend a lot of time with emulation. I try to use the original hardware if I can, but that's not always possible. I only have so much room, unfortunately, and a limited amount of funds. But anyway, I've recently been messing about with the new Raspberry Pi 3. I think it's the version B+, is it? Whichever one it is, it's the latest version as of 2018. Now, this was briefly connected to a Commodore 64, and I was using it in a fast boot C64 emulator, which was pretty good actually, very good. In fact, it's a little bit of overkill. It's too powerful for that particular application. So I thought, okay, let's make an Atari box. And here it is. Now, this particular Atari box, or let's be honest, it's an Atari case, came with, if I get all the bits out, an overclocking kit, which consists of a fan, 3 heat sinks, 4 little feet for the bottom of the case, and the case itself. Now, the case itself is a Raspberry Pi case. It is injection molded rather than 3D printed, and it's a copy of the 2600. You can see all the ports on there, hopefully. The Atari logo, there we go. And it cost me the princely sum of, let me get this correct, £6.99 with £2 post. On top of that, from the same seller, I purchased the 5-volt cooling fan kit for all models of the Raspberry Pi. And the reason for that is simply that I wish to overclock the Raspberry Pi 3 in this here case, which I hope fits with the fan on, but we'll soon see. And see if I can get the PlayStation emulation working well. It's a little bit jerky. It's a little bit, you know, the sound's not so good. You get that underwater sound with emulators if the CPU power isn't there. And that is pretty much what the PlayStation emulation is doing. Now, I don't know much about PlayStation emulation or emulation on the Pi. I've briefly played with it before. I have used the Pi. In fact, I've probably got a drawer full of Pis, every one from the first one up to the very latest one, and I've used them for various things, but generally they come back to playing about with emulation. The biggest failing of these things, it's not really a failing, but my biggest moan is that they can't handle the faster 3D systems, in so much as the PlayStation 2, the Dreamcast I haven't tried yet, but I will, and the N64. What else was there? The Saturn, I suppose. Perhaps it can handle the Saturn, I don't know. But it was the PlayStation, because I used to have a PlayStation. I enjoyed probably 10, maybe 15 games from that era. Driver, Metal Gear Solid. I did a video a week or two ago where I was messing about with this thing for the first time, really. It didn't really go according to plan. But that's my plan this evening. I'm going to get this case and I'm going to make an Atari box with a Raspberry Pi and see how we get on. So what I'll probably do is cut to a few stills of me building this thing up rather than video. It's quite boring watching someone stick a Pi in a case. Everyone's done it, I suppose. And then connect it up. So we have the usual suspects: HDMI, USB power. It's a little Android type connector. I don't know what that's called, mini or whatever it is. And a USB controller. This is a top quality, actually it's a reasonable quality XEOX Pro analog gamepad USB in black, made by Speedlink, with a switch on the back which says A, no it doesn't, it says X and D. for some unknown reason. I probably had the instructions once, but they're long gone. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick the Pi in the Atari case, make ourselves a Pi box. I shall stick it on my TV, play a few games, see how it goes, and then I'll overclock it and see what the difference is. Now the video I filmed, or the stream I did rather, probably a week ago, something like that, you could see the games, especially PlayStation, was stuttering a little bit. It was just a little bit too much. So I'm going to overclock it tonight, play a few PlayStation games, and see if it makes any difference at all. Who knows? Either it will or it won't. So what I'll do then is I will do another stream. It won't be tonight because I've been working. I can't be bothered. Sad but true. It might be tomorrow, or it'll be at some point over the weekend anyway, if I don't do it tonight, which I won't. So anyway, Ataribox, Raspberry Pi, PlayStation gaming. Let's go.